All right, it's been 3 years. Today marks 3 years since the day that I went in to have a life-altering surgery to remove a tumor in my descending colon. Happened in December 2020. I've been thinking about it as I saw it on my calendar, the date approaching, and I remembered that, all of this transpired in December 2020. It just made me think back and reflect on the whole journey that I've been on, and, kind of what I've taken away from it 3 years afterwards. So for those of you who don't know, in December 2020, I was having some abdominal pain, went into the doctor, did a CT scan and a colonoscopy, and that's when they found out that I had a large tumor in my descending colon. It was pretty serious, and I was scheduled for surgery 2 days later after we found it. So had to very quickly put all my affairs in order, let my employer know and get all my household things in order so that I could go in for this pretty major surgery, and kind of just figure out where to go from there. Looking back on it, I remember it was a very it all just happened so fast, because what I thought initially was an upset stomach or just some digestive issue ended up turning into something way more serious that I never saw coming. I never anticipated hearing the words cancer from a doctor in my 30s. I was 37 at the time, so it was quite unexpected. I went in for surgery that it was a Wednesday, and I remember waking up from the surgery, and they had given me some information about the nature of my disease, that it was a stage 4 colon cancer. It had spread from my colon to my liver, and so that it was pretty, it was kind of like an advanced, stage 4 is the most advanced stage of the disease. So it was a lot to take in. I didn't really comprehend the reality of, it didn't set in what I was up against. I was just, trying to recover from this, major surgery, just incredible trauma to the body, and coming out of sedation, just being out of sorts for a while, and then even after that, just still processing what had transpired. So it didn't really sink in yet, the totality of what I was facing. It was an arduous journey to come out of that. Thankfully, my recovery did go quickly. I was able to leave the hospital faster than anticipated. I think I was only there 2 to 3 days, which was extraordinary. I think they expected me to be there for significantly longer. But thankfully I was able to go home and, recover relatively quickly, start walking a few steps a day, and just, increasing it each day, and gain my strength back. And I was thankful for that. It was not the end of my treatment. It was just the beginning. So after that surgery, I ended up going to Arizona to do some holistic healing. And then I came back to Austin to do full-on, chemotherapy, along with surgery on my liver to remove the remaining tumor from my liver. And so that was another recovery process, along with additional chemotherapy, until the end of 2021. So it's been quite a journey. The last 2 years now has been focused on rebuilding my strength and my overall health, kind of rebuilding my life, and honestly processing everything that took place. I realized that while I was going through, the surgeries and the chemotherapy, I didn't really, I was so focused on the day-to-day survival and getting through it and just all the physical symptoms, that I didn't really get a chance to process it on an emotional level until I was out of treatment, until I had, gone through all the chemotherapy sessions and, finished all my surgeries and everything. It was only, after that in 2022 that I had a chance to really process all the emotions related to it, process a lot of the grief, the fear, the worries, the sadness, all of the things that came along with that, which I really didn't get a chance to process while I was going through it. And this year, 2023, I have gone back to a lot of my, normal life activities. I've been working in a pretty demanding role in the tech sector as a software engineer, and but also focusing on my health and my own personal well-being. And I've realized that life doesn't stop, because you're a cancer survivor. Life continues to go on, and you have to find ways to balance all of your priorities along with your taking care of your own health. And the nature of our world that we live in, especially here in the US, I feel things are not designed to make it easy. It can sometimes be a challenge to find healthy food options when you're in a hurry. You have to carve time out to basically do your own meal prep. You have to focus on taking care of your your exercise routines and your sleep routines and all of that. And it's easy to get pulled away. There's a lot of distractions, I feel, in our society that are tugging for our time and attention and our energy. And we have to take a stand for our own health and our own well-being. And that means, passing up other things that we could be doing, whether it's social activities or, entertainment things, or, staying up late to watch Netflix shows that we want to see. But, it takes a concerted effort to, it doesn't happen by accident to take care of your own physical well-being. It takes intentionality and consistency, and it's something that I continue to work on to to continue to pour that energy into taking care of myself in the best way that I can. The healthcare system is great for when you have a crisis or emergency to help you deal with it, but they're not going to help you on a day-to-day basis of taking care of yourself, preventing things from happening. That falls in your own responsibility. And so I've been prioritizing that so that I can be in the best condition that I can, and give myself the best chances moving forward. When I was diagnosed, they told me that the survival rate for my condition was 20 to 25%. So that's the 5-year survival rate. And here I am 3 years later, and I'm determined to defy the odds, to continue pressing forward. And I'm incredibly grateful that I am here, that I was able to come out of it alive and with almost all of my abilities intact. It's not lost upon me that things could have gone much worse, or that I could not be here right now. So I'm I'm just so incredibly grateful to the divine forces that have kept me safe and protected. I realize that I'm not in control of all this. You know, as much as we try to control our lives and dictate the future, there's some things that are just completely out of our hands. And you know, whatever you believe in, I think there are times that you have to lean on that to be able to make it through. And I certainly remember several instances where, you know, going through treatment and dealing with incredible nausea and having all these chemicals pumped into me, where I didn't know how I was going to make it from one day to the next. It was honestly a daily struggle. And so, you know, you come away from that with, I think, according, you know, to some of the therapy that I've been through, a little bit of PTSD, you know, that, and I think, you know, if you've gone through a health challenge like that, whether it's cancer or something else, I think you know that, you know, you don't come out of it exactly the same. It leaves a scar. It leaves physical scars as well as emotional scars, psychological scars. And, you know, I don't think you go back to who you were before cancer. Like, I think I'm a different person now, you know. I think that I see the world differently and I see my own life through a different lens. I prioritize things differently. And it's just, you know, I think it's an ongoing process of like understanding, like integrating that whole experience into my my own life experience, and kind of understanding how all the pieces fit together. So anyways, that's what's been on my mind. Of course, I forgot to give you the health update. You know, of course, all my scans that I've been doing have been rock solid. Everything comes out clean. And so, you know, here I am 3 years after my diagnosis and still no trace of cancer in the body. So I'm incredibly grateful to all of the medical professionals and the people who helped me get through this, all of my friends and family, and you know, of course, my community on YouTube that rallied with me through all of the tough times, that stood by me, gave me words of encouragement. You know, I just can't say how much that has meant to me. And you know, if you're going through a similar situation, whether it's cancer or some other health crisis, or maybe a loved one is going through something really hard and you are getting a chance to be there for them, you know, hang in there. Believe that anything is possible, and you know, during the hard times, if all you can do is take one breath at a time and focus on the present moment, you know, that's honestly what got me through a lot of the times, was just to let go of all of the stories in my head about how hard this was, or how unfortunate I was, or, you know, how I think I might die, and all these things, and just coming back to one breath at a time, you know, 1 minute at a time, and you do what you can to get through those tough moments, and hopefully things do get better. My heart goes out to all of you. I just want to say thank you for being here with me. Once again, I'm super thankful, grateful for all of your support, and I'm sending you a giant hug during this holiday season. Hope you're well, and take care.